Hello again, everybody. Great to see you. I'm Brock Vanderstein, VP of Business Development. And knowing that this is take number 12, stick around to the end for a whole blooper reel of our hilarious takes. I'm with AssistRx, which delivers tech and talent-driven solutions that streamline therapy initiation to make your lives easier and improve patient outcomes. Whether you were in Galveston with us or joined remotely, I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to fill out our survey. Actually, more than half of the attendees completed our survey. So today we're looking at a pretty solid sample size. And we're just wanting to focus on those results and some of those key takeaways that we found to be pretty interesting. Since it has been a while, just in case you forgot, this is our lovely booth that was there and our amazing team, or at least part of the team. Hopefully you got to swing by, grab a reusable straw and a Topo Chico, because mainly those are delicious. And of course, this is a refresher on what our survey looked like on the tablets and probably in your email. The purpose of the survey was really just to hear firsthand from those of you out there advocating on the patient's behalf day in and day out and who are helping steer our organization. What we asked about were really around the things that are challenging you and taking up your time in the office, and really what tools you use that need the most improvement. So let's take a look at those responses. The first question was really around what responsibilities you have in the actual process of initiating specialty therapy. As you could see, there's a lot that goes into therapy initiation, and just about everybody that responded is doing some sort or fashion of all these things. So we recognize you have a lot going on in your day-to-day. And as a technology company, our goal is to simplify those things. As I mentioned in my presentation earlier, consent is something that is obviously very important. It's a big step in getting a patient started, but it's also can be unnecessarily challenging. And I did not expect that it would actually be one of the top things that everybody at the conference spends their time doing. So how we are in the business of hopefully removing a lot of the chase and the inefficiencies and the time spent doing that. And what's great is that in iAssist, we actually proactively present the opportunity to capture consent. And if the patient's not in the office, we simply allow an electronic link to be sent to the patient on their mobile device or their computer so that it's completed in just a matter of seconds. And so across all the brands we support, we've seen consent capture rate improve by about 90% when that's incorporated into an iAssist workflow. And that's a big improvement when it's such a big step in your day. On the flip side, when we asked what areas of specialty therapy initiation need the most improvement, thankfully, consent is actually near the bottom. So it kind of flipped. And that's great. There are a lot of ways to capture consent, and hopefully it is something that doesn't take up a lot of your time. Coming in just above obtaining a PA, though, for this question was the challenge of accessing medical benefit coverage. No surprise, it's very difficult. Medical claims are really 25 years behind pharmacy benefits and designed around that paper-driven process. So there's just a lot of inherent challenges with it. Thankfully, through iAssist, practices can actually run medical benefits and even pharmacy benefits in 30 seconds or less, pulling a lot of information around patient coverage, out-of-pocket cost, BIN, PCN, group, formulary tier status, drug restrictions, et cetera. And so what we do with that information is dynamically adjust the experience, automate as much of that process as we can, and remove the burden on the practice. Something that is worth seeing in person, I promise. Along those lines, when we look at the next question, we asked, what 3 items are the most important features in a benefit verification service? And there are a lot of ways of getting a lot of these different details, but really not all at once. And our ABV technology gives true price transparency by pulling all the data from various sources, including directly from those PBMs, to present that holistic view of the patient's coverage, again, including out-of-pocket cost. But even beyond that, it's the cost at the specific pharmacy or pharmacies. And we do this in the context of a branded offering like copay, so that we're improving affordability and access and not letting that become a reason a patient deviates from a medication that was recommended by their physician. Next, let's look at the features that are most important to you in a PA service. Knowing everything you have going on, it's no surprise you really don't want to have to wonder if a PA is required. You don't want to fill out a PA if it's not necessary, nor do you want to go back and track a PA when it was something that you didn't think was required in the first place. So part of that advanced benefit verification is determining if it's required, if it's a restriction in getting a patient started on therapy. So we eliminate the guesswork. And then on top of that, we use that information to pull the correct patient plan specific form. So you know it's the right form the first time, and then it only presents those fields that are really required for you. So we save you a lot of effort there and avoiding the chances for missing information. And then on top of that, we even include a letter of medical necessity, a statement of medical necessity if it's required, so that we're really taking a proactive approach to completing these steps. And where the PA is completed within iAssist, we see on average 100% improvement on the approval rate because of those steps that we take. Moving along, we asked which of the following tasks you use web-based platforms for outside of your EHR, EMR, practice management system. And once again, no surprise, 50% of you use web-based platforms outside of your EHR to complete the PA. The reality is the EHR is great for capturing notes and records and even electronic prescriptions, but rarely is a prescription all that it takes to get a patient on therapy. So what this does is it leads us to swivel chairing and jumping in and out of different systems. And that's why iAssist is really meant to be a one-stop shop, completing all of those steps that are required to get a patient started, starting with the PA, and then completing everything thereafter. And so on average, a workflow takes less than 8 minutes to complete. And again, that's encompassing everything in the workflow. Beyond that, what happens once everything is submitted? The chase begins, the follow-up starts. It's a ton of time and effort, and it's apparently a lot of time. We see that 60% of you responded saying you spend over 5 hours a week following up on PAs and enrollments. And then another 30% of you spend 10 hours or more, which is a lot of time that could be spent elsewhere supporting patients. And it's not how you want to probably spend your time. iAssist actually eliminates much of that chase by eliminating 61% of missing information and some of that follow-up. But beyond that, iAssist also offers visibility. So you can see the status of patients, you know where you're at in the process, and you're not hoping that they're going to get on therapy. You can see it every step of the way. Of course, question 6, we asked you to identify, financial assistance programs. And the top resource that you utilize is the branded website, printed materials from the manufacturer, and of course, patient advocacy groups, which are great resources, but they're just unfortunately not at the point where that prescription or the PA is being completed. So we pull that into the workflow. We present the financial assistance options right then and there based on that patient's coverage or lack thereof. So you don't need to go out and search for it, because the last thing we want is for cost to be a reason that a patient doesn't get started on therapy. So what did we learn? What are the big takeaways? Hopefully something in here was of value, but overwhelmingly, you all reported that the challenges you're experiencing when getting patients started on specialty therapy go well beyond the PA, that even when using technology solutions, there are multiple steps in the process that hold you up and require follow-up and chasing. And that even when you do use technology, you're still needing to navigate to different platforms and navigate different information resources to move that prescription forward. And the reality is that many of the technology solutions solve for one part of the puzzle, like a PA, and very few, if any, solutions other than iAssist actually automate and streamline every step in the process in one place while capturing any prescription. We've all got the same shared goal of getting your patients supported with the least amount of time and burden on the practice as possible. And iAssist is really designed to do that. As you can see, again, it's checking a lot of these boxes in one easy to navigate user interface that's cloud-based and free to your practice. And starting your own account takes 3 minutes or less, and we'd really recommend you give it a try. I think you'd be really impressed. If you want to take a deeper look at the survey results or learn more about iAssist or AssistRx as a whole, please feel free to visit our virtual booth. We'd love to connect with you there, and we appreciate your time today. Best of luck, and hopefully see you soon. Rude.
Sorry.
Don't be giggling at me. Just kidding.
All right, so here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Streamline therapy initiation. make your lives easier, and hopefully improve the patient outcomes. Okay, I won't do that again. Buttons, where are my buttons? There we go. This is so solutions to improve therapy initiation. One more time. This is the last time. Let's just do this.
I'm gonna make a blooper reel.
Okay, cool. And as you can see here, oh man, guys, this is so tricky right now. Cut. Then that's not actually accurate at all. All right, Bridget, I'm sending you this deck.
Together, we got this. You're gonna mind meld and become one.
This is
It'll be great. Okay, hold on. Set it up.
Hello again, everybody. Great to see you. I'm Brock Vanderstein, VP of Business Development at AssistRx. And knowing that this is take number 12, stick around for some bloopers because this is definitely not a natural process. Hold on. I don't want to use that one. We're not going to use that. Scratch it. Calm. 3, 2, 1. Hello again, everybody. Great to see you. I'm Brock Vanderstein, VP of Business Development. And knowing that this is take number 12, stick around to the end.